episode of Hit, your weekly source for hot, interesting topics.
I'm Joanna.
I'm James.
And I'm Michael. Each week we take you in and around what's hot and interesting in the world today. So stay tuned for this episode of Hit.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
He's into tech.
Hi, and welcome to our He's Into Tech segment for this week. If you take a look at our website, you'll find that our show is distributed via something called an RSS feed. But I found out that most people download our show manually than they do using an RSS or a podcasting client. So today for the show, I decided to put together a demo on podcasting and RSS, how the two can work together, and how you can use that to download our show and get information off the internet. So let's take a look at the computer. Before we begin, let's try to understand the concept behind RSS. RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. Think of it as a way to syndicate content that you like. With this technology, you can subscribe to your favorite news sites, for example, and get the latest content delivered to you as soon as it becomes available. Now, for some great resources, let me just suggest two sites. First is Wikipedia's free encyclopedia, RSS file format article, which details usage, history, incompatibilities, and also some other variations of RSS. Another site is CNET's RSS News You Choose review. Now in this site, they'll give you a video tutorial, they'll tell you why it's important, and also review several RSS clients that you can use for Windows, such as Owasu, FeedDemon, and NewsGator. Now let's go to some sites that we'd like to syndicate. I've chosen CNN. Now, when you go to sites, you have to find the RSS feed link, and usually that's an orange button with the letter XML, or sometimes they give you a text link. Now, for example, I want to find out about world news, so I have to subscribe to the world news feed. So what you have to do is right-click, click on copy link. You can do the same thing on the image, both serve the same purpose. Now let's move to our client. For Mac, I use NetNewsWire, which is one of the better programs. All the whether you're using Mac or PC, they basically have the same interface. So you just have to look for a button called subscribe. And the program is smart enough to already recognize that copy click that we did, the copy link, and it automatically pastes that link that we copied. So all you have to do now is click subscribe. And if you're on the internet, it gets a list of sites that, or a list of headlines that are available on the CNN World feed. Now let's go back to our internet browser. Another site which I like is Engadget, which is a tech blog. Now if you scroll all the way down, you'll be able to find a section called RSS Newsfeed. And notice the button looks different. So it's not the regular button, it's not the orange XML button, but the important thing is it has a URL, so we have to get that link. Right click, copy link. Now let's move back to our aggregator, subscribe, and subscribe again. I'm not going to click subscribe because I've already done that, and Engadget is already here. Now at this point, I'd like to point out several differences between the Engadget feed and the CNN World feed. If you look at the engagement story, for example, the story on a Flash-based player, you'll see that it comes out with the entire text of the article and a photo. If you go to CNN's feed, for example, this one, you find that it does not have any details, just a headline, or some other ones. Let's see. No, for this one on E. coli bacteria has at least one sentence and the link. So what CNN wants you to do is right-click on the link and open the link on your browser. So if we go to our browser, you find out that it's loading that link. Now the reason why CNN wants you to do this is they want you to visit their web page. On the other hand, Engadget does not require you to do so, and you actually can just view all their stories without visiting their website. Okay, now let's move on to podcasting. I'd like to tell you about Enclosures, which is a technology that is integrated into your podcasting client. Let's look at the Engadget feed once again. And if you see that there are photos that are included with the text, and these photos are actually attached via something called an enclosure. in podcasting, it's something very similar. Let's go to my podcast, The Michael Josh Show, and if you scroll down, you can see that I have a link, also in XML and in text, so we can subscribe to my podcast. Click copy link. Let's move over to our aggregator. Click subscribe button, and in a short while, all my podcasts will come out here. If you look down here, it says download to iTunes and download. Now, every time you refresh or you go, you ask your client, your new RSS aggregator, it will just search the internet and it will look for changes to the RSS feed. And if there's something new, it'll come out in blue. All these are already old. Now, you can actually set some preferences in downloading. Just make sure that under the enclosures tab, you set it to automatically download audio enclosures or podcasts, and to add it to iTunes. And what happens if you do this is that iTunes, once the client downloads it, it will transfer it to iTunes, and when you sync with your iPod, then when next time you listen to your iPod, the show will automatically be on there. Now let's just talk shortly about podcasting. Podcasting uses RSS technology to syndicate audio programs called podcasts. It comes from the words iPod and broadcasting. Thus, it's called podcasting. But you don't have to use an iPod to do podcasting or to listen to podcasts. Finally, you can actually download vidcasts using the same technology. And if you go to our website at hitweekly.com, you'll find out that we don't have an orange button, except the subscribe button here is also in orange. And we offer two types of feeds for the different types of video formats that we use on the show, QuickTime 7 and MP4. Now, all you have to do is, just like in the other sites that we've gone to, right-click a link, click copy link, and then you can go to our aggregator, click subscribe, and automatically it will identify the hit vidcast and the 2 episodes. Now, if you set this to automatically download enclosures, it will download it every time that we put out a new show on the web. You don't have to look for it. It will just come straight to you. And there you have it. That's our RSS and Podcasting 101. Next week on the show, I'll be reviewing the very same camera that we used to shoot the show. So don't go away. We'll be back with more Hit.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Hi, and welcome back to Hit. It's time for our web hit segment, and I'd like to start with a link that I found on one of my Macintosh users group. It's called South Park Studio. Now, if you've been around the internet lately, you probably found some sites or some people who are using avatars of South Park characters, but if you look closely, they're not really part of the cartoon. They're actually custom creations of people. They probably are supposed to be a little bit like yourself. So you can make your own South Park character based on how you look like and how you dress and all things that you like. So I found this link. It's basically it's like a little program that you can mix and match a body, hairstyles, different types of eyes and eyebrows, and you can put makeup and different kinds of clothes.
Cool.
What's cool about it, so just to test it out, I made South Park characters for each of us, and let's just take a look at that. Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's South Park Studio. Joanna?
Okay, my web hit for this week is original.com. Have you ever had the experience when you have this internet connection and you've like gone to every possible site you can think of, and you're bored and you just want to find a way to kill time?
Yes.
Well, if
you have broadband internet, 24 hours, yeah.
Well, original.com is a nice site to go to because they have really cute graphics, and the music is really nice. It's like soft and melodious, and if you just want to kill time and you can listen to the nice music and you just play these games. There's a wide variety. I think it's over 20 games. And it's like, it's games from pure skill to logical games, and it's fun. It's a good way to kill time.
Okay, that's Original.
Original,
okay.
yeah.
James?
Okay, my web hit is eChords.com.
eChords.
Yeah,
okay.
eChords. In this site you can get chords and tablatures for guitar, keyboard, and drums. Yeah.
Oh.
If you're
So
playing in the band, it will be a good site to
Perfect
go
for
to.
members of a band. Yeah.
Because It has a wide range of genre and artists
Okay.
to choose from. So if you were looking for a particular artist, you can mostly find their guitar chords or tablatures of instruments on that particular site. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
really
And it's all free?
Yeah, it's all free.
Okay, that's
That's
echords.com. Okay, so those are our web hits for this week. Stay tuned for our hits of the week.
Me, baby, one more time.
Hi and welcome back to our show. Now we're gonna talk about our hits of the week.
And why don't you start, James?
Okay, my hit of the week is Sky High, the latest movie from Disney.
Okay.
What's it about?
It's a movie about a high school for superheroes in the sky.
That rhymes. You thought about this, didn't you?
This is where the children of superheroes go to learn and to find out how to learn use their powers to become heroes themselves.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do you like about the movie in particular?
In particular, yeah, because Linda Carter was there.
Linda Carter played
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Was she
In the-
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, in the 1970s, but no, she wasn't Wonder Woman in the show. She was there as the principal of Sky High.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Well,
I have yet to see that movie.
yeah, too bad you
Too bad
didn't
you
come
were-
along.
Yeah.
Well, Sky High was great. Great hit, James. Joanna?
My hit of the week is Sprite Ice. It's it tastes like Sprite, but
I
the
love that
difference it has a kick of menthol in it.
Whoa.
And you know, as compared to Pepsi Fire and Pepsi Ice, I believe that Sprite Ice has the most mentholy taste in it. You can actually feel the menthol go down your throat as you drink it. And why it became my hit of the week is because recently the vending machine in our pantry at the place where I work started carrying Sprite Ice. So every lunch break, I make my scheduled trips down to the vending machine and have my share of Sprite Ice for the
How
day.
many?
Well, I don't go over 2 a day.
And I'm sure that's her conservative estimate.
Well, anyway, for those of you who are wondering, Sprite Ice made its debut in Korea in 2002 as Sprite Blue. And then it followed in Canada as Sprite Ice and in Belgium as Sprite Ice Cube. And in the summer of 2004 and 2005, it made its way to the rest of Asia and South America.
Okay, cool. So that's your hit,
That's my hit.
Sprite Ice. And my hit of the week is a dictionary. No, James, I know, Joanna, I know what you're gonna say.
Boring.
Exactly. It's not boring. I know to most everybody, a dictionary is not a book that they'd sit down and read over the weekend, unless you're a spelling bee contestant.
yeah.
So, but this is a special dictionary. Now, let me just read you the title. It's called the Merriam-Webster and Garfield Dictionary. So, now what's special about this dictionary is almost every spread has a comic strip with Garfield starring, playing out a regular comic. But what is featured in this spread, or in this comic strip, is he picks out a featured word from that page. So, for example, if the page talks about school, then there's and that's the featured word. Then in that comic strip, in that spread, there's Garfield is talking about using the word school to illustrate the
That's
meaning.
cool.
So it's a fun way to learn a dictionary to improve your vocabulary, and who knows, one of these days I might catch one of you reading a dictionary instead of a regular novel. But don't be fooled by it being a cartoon character on the cover of your dictionary. It's a regular dictionary. My friend has one. In fact, I've seen it, and it has 65 to 75,000 words, and it's a regular dictionary. It's not only a dictionary for kids. So that's my hit of the week. The Merriam-Webster and Garfield Dictionary. Okay, now let's move on to our very last segment. It's a hit person of the week. We actually were thinking about someone else, but we were able to read this interesting story on the internet today, and we really feel that this person, she did something really special, and
to deserve. Yeah.
the title of this
of
week's
Hit person.
Take a look at this.
Me, baby, one more time.
The devastation of Hurricane Katrina is tremendous. President George W. Bush is calling this one of the worst natural disasters in the history of the United States. Thousands of lives have been lost, thousands more displaced from their homes without anything to eat or drink. Unfortunately, many have taken this as an opportunity to make money. Scammers are using the internet to solicit money on behalf of Katrina victims for their own coffers. Recently, Katrina-themed malware was used to infect computers with Trojans. In the midst of all of this, there are still some people that are using their own sites to help raise money for the hurricane victims. This includes our hit person of the week, Katrina Blankenship. Miss Blankenship is a longtime owner of the website Katrina.com and has been offered by enterprising groups thousands of dollars for the rights to her domain. Instead, she has decided to use her site to coordinate operations. Her site features all sorts of listings and links to important numbers, missing person message boards, and the like. We at HIT salute you and others like you who selflessly offer your services in this time of great need. Katrina Blankenship, you're a hit.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And that's our show for this week. You too can contribute to the show. Send us your hits to myhit@hitweekly.com.
Or for more information, visit our website at www.hitweekly.com.
Join us again next week where I'll get hit!
Hit me, baby, one more time.